Zoom. There you go.
Okay, welcome everybody. This is our Ask the Marketing series, webinar series. Thank you for joining us. Those people who are on Zoom and also tuning in on Facebook Live, Lance Luke and Martin Pea, we're the national marketing experts, and we're gonna really talk about some email marketing a little bit, and then with the new AI chat GPT, we're going to explain at the end a little demonstration on how this whole thing works and how it could be beneficial to you as a small business owner in marketing, not only email marketing but other forms of marketing too. And why do we even do this webinar series, Ask the Expert series? Well, we do it to help small business owners, entrepreneurs build, manage, and market online. And lately you heard a lot about on the internet and in the news about this open AI chat GPT, Google, and everyone's trying to get on the bandwagon. And it's fairly new. And I don't know if you know, but you could use AI in helping you in your small business with email. So today's topic, email marketing tips for industry domination. If you want to dominate your industry and be ahead of the curve, beat the curve, be ahead of your competition, stay with us and we'll, let you know what to do. So basically, 99% of consumers check their emails every day. And I'm saying consumers, but it also could be customers, it could be clients, it could be family members, it could be basically anybody. So if you guys are listening and you don't use email, or you don't know anybody that uses email, then you're probably not in business, or you're retired or something like that. But if you're watching this webinar, I'm sure you're in business either for yourself, or you work for a company, or you have a side gig, something like that, right? So what form of communication besides face-to-face talking to a person, engaging in conversation, right? If it's not face-to-face, you could do it by a telephone, you could do it by email, you could do it by text, smoke signal, put a little balloon, and I'm not talking about those Chinese balloons. What else? Carrier pigeon, those are all communication. You could put a sign up in your yard, or, all these different ways to communicate. But we're talking about communication via email. So if you know that 99% of the people check their emails like every day, then you have to think to yourself, wow, I got to use email. I got to use that form of communication to communicate with my customers and clients. And it does not matter whether you have a product or service, or you have something else such as a nonprofit. Email is a form of communication. And I'm not talking in this instance about emailing people in your office, or your boss emails you, or you email your boss. I'm talking about business to business email, where you're emailing customers or clients who are existing, or you're using email to get or communicate with potential customers and clients. It does not matter what product or service, right? You can still use email for any of this. And who is your target audience? When you look at emailing, you have to figure out, you're not going to email everybody on the planet. Or let's say you have a business and you started and it's located in Waikiki, you have a restaurant. Who is your target audience? Well, you're not gonna have an email list of everyone in Hawaii, or everyone on the island of Oahu, or even in Honolulu proper. You may have your target list direct of people who live in Waikiki that can easily go, to your restaurant. And then you may expand to the rest of outside Waikiki, outside the district, and you may even include tourists who are visiting Waikiki. So you have to come up with your target audience. Otherwise, you're just emailing blindly, and it's a waste of time and money. So who is your target audience, right? Well, who is your target audience? Your audience is people who do business with you currently, right? So it's your special people that already buy your product or service, right? That's your target audience. That's your mainstay. That's the people that you wanna keep in touch with. You don't want them to forget about you, and you shouldn't forget about them, because chances are, if this person or people already visited your restaurant or tried your product or tried your service, they're easier to sway to have you come back and buy something else from them. Have you ever bought one thing on Amazon and then that's it? You never bought anything else? No, right? So that's the whole idea. And then, all right, that's fine. That's the people in your target audience. Hello, I mean, we already know that. That's pretty obvious. But, you know, what else? What other people? The other people is the people that are waiting to hear from you. You may not know who they are, or maybe you do, okay? But they just haven't bought anything from you, or you haven't signed them up to provide the service. So these are the people that are on the side. They may be on the fence. They may be, you may have done a presentation and reached out to them, and they may say, well, I don't know, not at this time, or I don't think I need life insurance right now, or I'm not in a position to get a massage or sign up for, you know, this brand new fitness program or something like that. Okay, so you have to reach out to these people and communicate with them, and you do it via email. Of course, you can do it with other forms of marketing, you know, advertising, social media posts, and that kind of thing, but we're talking about email marketing. Okay, so identify who your target audience is. That's very important, because otherwise, if not, you're going to be wasting your time, money, and energy. So focus, right? And then let's say you identify your target market and you have audience and you have 100 names, you have 500 names. What do you do with that? Do you just kind of throw them in your email, and then this is the old style, right? Before email database came out, you have a list, and then you go down the list and you click on email addresses and you group them together and you send an email out to the group. Or worse is it's single emails out. But single emails are fine if you tailor the email content specifically to that person. It's almost like in the old days writing a letter, handwritten letter. You address it and you have a special message for each person. And when I send Christmas cards out, that's what I do. I try to write a special message directly to that person, so it becomes more personable, right? Rather than, you know, mass emailing out. So you build your email database. You collect all the emails, your names of your existing and potential, and now you have it stored. So at a push of a button, 500 people get the same email from you. Okay, how simple and easy is it that? So if you want to separate and have two separate databases, one for existing clientele and one for future, then you can do that too. So here's some ideas. You create an email list, right? How do you do that? Well, a couple ways. You have your website, and you have a sign up form. Sign up for you know, a newsletter, or sign up for something of value, like an article, a book, or, you know, sign up to participate in a game, something like that. You may not want to put a sign up form on your website that says sign up to get more emails. Okay, that may not work. So something enticing. on your website. Also, you may have a pop-up sign up where on your email they scroll through and all of a sudden something pops up and say, register for our upcoming webinar or seminar, or whatever the thing is. Okay. Also, a video, you may want to do a short form video under 10 minutes, and attach the video to your email. Okay, you can attach anything to your email, landing pages, some special offer. You have a referral or loyalty program. You know how there's these little punch cards where you go to certain places and you buy so much and they punch it, and you can redeem it, and that's a good thing to do too if you have a program such like that, or other loyalty programs you can come up with. And then any important updates, like something new, you got a new product, or you're rolling out a new service, like you're a chiropractor and all of a sudden now you have an in-house massage therapist. Well, that's an important update, right? Or you're an artist selling art and you've been doing watercolors, and then all of a sudden now you're doing coffee paintings or sketches or charcoal or black line drawing or something like that. People want to know what's going on, right? So anything new, anything that you think of that's interesting, that's something to talk about. So you have a lot of content that you could create also. Now you may ask, well, okay, I don't have that many people on my email list, so it's okay. But the question is, you have 400, 500 people now, right, on your email list. So it's manageable, right? So what happens if you have 1,000 or 5,000? You can't manage that on your own. So therefore, now comes in an email service provider. And what is that service provider? They provide a database. You can upload all your contacts in their database, and they can control it. They have templates that you can use to create a newsletter, a flyer, and all of that on their platform. And then once you set it up at a push of a button, then all 500 or 1,000 or 10,000 people that's in your email database gets that same email from you. And to me, that's a godsend, because when you're managing a list of thousands of people, you don't have time to be emailing them separately or even in a group of 100. That just, takes too long. You can have spend 8 hours just emailing people all day, and that's all you're doing. So pay good money to a good service provider, and I've put some names of service providers that you can contact, like Constant Contact, MailChimp, Sendinblue, Drip, HubSpot, and this Call one, which at this point I can't remember the exact name, so sorry, we'll find out later. But these are 6 that are in use, and I know people that use MailChimp, and I personally use Constant Contact for several of my businesses. And you can also use it for non-business stuff too, like personal, or if you're involved in community events, community activities, then you can use it for that purpose also. Let's move along. Now, when it's time to send an email or think about your email, what kind of email besides, the usual, hey, how you doing? Guess what? I have a new loan program here. I'm a mortgage broker, and this is something new that you may be interested in. Well, it's kind of boring, right? So what you need to do is personalize your message and put a call to action. So you're taking steps to make your boring, bland email into something more exciting, to get the end user to even consider reading it. Everybody's busy. They get barraged with emails, right? And so the key is to have 2 points to consider. One is the subject line, the words that you use for your subject line. If that's boring, like new loan program, well, who cares, right? So you have to come up with a better subject line than that. And then once the person is interested in the subject line, like qualify for a loan now, new loan program or something like that, right? That's a little better. Now, once they click, because they see the headline and they're interested, once they click, then your text has to be exciting too. And that's like your call to action. That's sort of like if you read a magazine or newspaper, they have the headline. If the headline is not catchy, you don't want to read the rest of the article, right? So that's similar. So let's talk about the functionality methodology of email marketing. In your email, you want to nurture relationships. You want to be friends. You want to develop this tribe, so to speak. So the nurturing part of the relationship is, hi, how are you? What's happening? You're here to help them, and you're here to solve their problem. You're not sending an email to solve your problem, although if they buy a lot of stuff from you, that's helping solve your problem, right? But it's not about you, it's about them. Okay, so instead of sending emails out constantly promoting your product, that gets kind of boring. Eventually, they're not even going to open your email because, oh, another commercial email, right, about something. So part of the nurturing process is, instead of promoting, okay, you want to talk about some other stuff, right? That's not necessarily promotion. Maybe, give them some tips or ideas rather than saying buy from me, buy, okay? If you do that, they're gonna say buy to you, and the buy is opposite from hello, okay? The other thing is, you want to be as relevant as possible. So there's a big reason to open and read your email. If you consistently send out an email that is 3 pages long, do you think they're going to read it? Would you read it? I mean, people don't have the time and energy to be looking and reading some kind of promotional message that's going to take 5 minutes of your time. If in 10 seconds, 20 seconds, 30 seconds, they're done, then you're good. If they have to spend 3 minutes or 5 minutes reading your email, and you're going on and on and on and not even getting to the point, then that's not good too. So, when you craft your email, have a friend or business partner or somebody review it and say, hey, check this out. Can you give me your comments? They might say, wow, you're like dragging this thing on. You're talking too much. Get to the point. What's the purpose of your email? Why do I have to read through 5 paragraphs before I finally realize at the end that you have something to offer or something new to tell me? Okay. The other thing is very important. You include links to your social media profiles for cross promotion. Okay, so you're sending an email out. Yeah, it looks, half decent, and then you have a Facebook link or a LinkedIn, Instagram, or whatever, and they go, oh, well, now what is this? Is this person on LinkedIn? And they click it, and then they see your profile and other stuff, and then maybe they get interested in that. So maybe they're not interested in your email per se, but they look at your Facebook profile and you go, whoa, I didn't know this person is a musician. I play music too. And then bing, there's a relationship there, because now they can relate, and they might want to read your next email because there's a link there. There's something that's, a connection. Also add value. If there's no value in the email, why are they going to spend their time and energy to even read what you're writing, right? So, and I'm talking about a value added service or something extra, like a bonus or a coupon, or if you read my email, you click this link, you can sign up for a newsletter, or by the way, I attached a copy of the newsletter to the email, or you click here and boom, it automatically goes to your newsletter. Or you can write an article or attach a link to your blog site, and when they click on the link, it goes to your most recent blog posts. Okay, that's cool. And the other thing is a game or a quiz. People always like to win something, or if they don't win, they're excited to participate in that activity to see if they can win. Or it's like a game. People, it's human nature. People wanna play games, and it's a competition. Okay, so that may be, so not everybody's going to be drawn to every single one of these things, but you may find somebody that is not going to read an article, but they're going to play your game. Okay, and I do a lot of game stuff on Facebook, and people who are interested will participate. If they don't, then they don't, but that's a way just to generate interest and activity. Also, continue your KLT factor. And what does KLT mean? Well, I'll tell you in a little bit. Now, okay, KLT is know, like, and trust. You probably heard that before. If somebody is going to want to do business with you, don't you think they kind of have to know you first, like you, and then trust you? Those are key elements in marketing and promotion. So how do you continue your know, like, and trust factor and your KLT scenario? Well, you do that by being personable. Okay, be friendly, smile, tell a joke or two, or use humor. Also tell a story, and it's your own story. You're not going to want to tell somebody else's story, but every person has their own unique story, and that's what people like. They can relate. Also take steps so customers know, like, and trust you. And what are those steps? Like I mentioned before, right? You be your own person, be friendly, because if somebody's friendly, chances are you want to be friends with them, and you want to hear a little bit more about them. And it's sort of like, you don't have to always talk about business. If you tell a story about what happened, like on your recent travels, or something that you help in a community, those things go a long way. And when I market, I don't only say, buy from me, here's what I do, here's how I'm going to help you. I actually tell stories about my recent trip, where I went, what places I visited. I make posts on Facebook, even like food. I was in Italy, and in Rome at a restaurant, I ordered pizza, and the pizza came on a nice plate, and it wasn't round. It was this weird oval shape. And I told my wife, wow, what kind of pizza is this? They're not, taking care and trying to make it perfectly round, or at least like sort of roundish. And I cut a piece, and I tasted it, and that was the best pizza I ever had. It, like, hands down beat any pizza in the United States. And then I found out that's the way they make pizza. They don't make it round. They make it whatever shape it ends up being, oval, or a little round, but not so round. And it wasn't in a geometric square. It was whatever, when they rolled the dough out, whatever the shape it came out to. It could look like a cloud or whatever, but that's just the culture. Okay, so when I go back again to that same restaurant, yeah, by the way, I went back 3 days in a row, and what did I have? Pizza. Okay, so like I mentioned, the AI part of it, that's something new, right? Artificial intelligence. So you use AI in your email marketing campaign. Now, how do you do that? We're going to tell you pretty soon, so stay tuned. Maybe in a couple minutes, Martin will come back and do a little demonstration on how we're using AI strictly for our email marketing campaign. Okay, so I'm going to share our Expert Media Matters Lucky 7 tips. And Expert Media Matters is our social media marketing company, but it's not only social media, it's general marketing, traditional marketing, and social media, and also the use of artificial intelligence. So we're really going gangbusters with what we can provide, but that's just a commercial, right? You want to hear some tips. So here's our EMM Lucky 7 email marketing tips for industry domination. Okay. Identify your target audience. Like I mentioned, build your email database, very important. Use an email service provider, such as Constant Contact, MailChimp, and so forth. Personalize your message, right? When people read your email, they don't want to know that you sent out similar email, to 500 other people. So even if the personalization has their name, first name on the email, that's better than nothing, right? Add value for some kind of call to action, include social media links, and continue your know, like, and trust factor. If you want to see what we offer, you go to expertmediamatters.com. Okay. Now, what you've missed, we've given a whole bunch of social media marketing webinars and general marketing webinars. You go to our website, askbuildingexpert.now.site. We have all kinds of things there. We have takeaways. We have our webinar videos. So if you miss something, you can always go watch it anytime. You don't need a special Netflix account or Hulu or whatever. What's coming up? What is coming up? We have every month we're giving a webinar on social media marketing or some kind of marketing for small business owners and entrepreneurs. So go to our website and take a look and sign up. We have on our website sign up forms for every webinar throughout the rest of the year. And this is a picture of me at Times Square getting interviewed for some TV program. So expertmediamatters.com is our company, and our special website for this webinar series is askmarketingexperts.now.site. Now, we're coming up with our new brand of microwave popcorn. And we don't have it out yet, but if you get back to us and say that you're going to watch maybe 3 or more of our webinars, each webinar is about an hour, we might end up, sending you a bag of popcorn, and, that's your refreshment. You got to supply your own drinks, but we're kind of fine tuning that right now. So if you want to reach us, Lance, Luke, and Martin Pea, phone number is 808-286-5166. If you call and no one answers, guess what? We're probably talking to another existing client or potential client. If you want to email, it's info@expertmediamatters.com. And go to our website, got a lot of information there. And guess what? It's all free. You don't have to pay. Although in the future we may charge, but take advantage now. So that's pretty much it for this webinar on email marketing. I kind of breezed through because I want to be able to have Martin come on and demonstrate the use of artificial intelligence in email marketing. But right now, before we get into that, I want to say, you got questions, we got answers. So I'm going to turn it over to Martin, see if he has any questions that came up over our Zoom platform or on Facebook Live. I know it's kind of hard to be juggling back and forth, but Martin, are you around?
Yes, Lance, I'm here. Can you hear me all right?
Yeah. So I know you're busy when we do these webinars because you got to check Facebook or Zoom, and I don't know what else you're looking at, but now's the time. I'm available because after I finish answering all the questions, I'm going to turn it over to you to do your AI demonstration.
Okay. Yeah, we have a few questions that have come in here. So let me shoot them to you. First one asks, can you give us suggestions as to the best days and times to send an email?
Well, there's a lot of talk, pros and cons on different days and times. Some people say, send the email out. So maybe on Saturday or Sunday. And so when people on Monday go to work, they'll see your email. But sometimes it backfires because Monday morning when people go to their office, turn their computer on, and all of a sudden you've got mail and there's hundreds of emails, your email might get lost, or they might go, I'm only reading the emails that pertain strictly to business right now. And if it's a marketing one, I'm gonna save it for later, put it in a file, or it gets buried among new emails that come in. Okay, so Monday may or may not be a good day. And then some people say, well, maybe any day of the week during middle of the day kind of time. But how do you know, if you're not sending your email out locally and you got clients, customers, say all over the mainland, now you got to go, well, what time zone am I going to be concerned about? Because if I time it so that a person in Hawaii opens it up and it's 1 p.m., that person in New York went home already. So they're not going to see it. So, I mean, you can get caught up in the weeds on this thing. What I do is I just send email out, and when they read it, they read it. But through experience, we found out that we send our email in the middle of the week and then time it to resend it on a Saturday. Believe it or not, we get a lot of opens on a Saturday. And I thought no one's going to be opening business email on a weekend, but somehow we found that Saturdays are a good day. So it's a trial and error. You may, want to try different days, different times, if you're able to, and then see, monitor it and see what the rates are. I mean, naturally, if you send an email out and your open rate is really low, okay, then maybe you're sending it on the wrong day at the wrong time, or maybe your list is too small. And I've had a client say, oh, you know what, I sent the email and my open rate was really high, and then next month I sent another one, and it was down by half, and then the following month it was down by half again. And I said, well, how many people are actually opening your email? And they said, probably 8%. And wow, that's kind of low. Oh, by the way, how many email names do you have? And he said, oh, I have 80. I said, okay, out of the 80, how many were family and friends? They said, about 70. So I said, well, here's what happened. Your family and friends already know what you're doing, and then they're not interested in what you have to sell or whatever. So I said, you got to expand, right? That's your warm market. They know you're ready. You got to expand and, get into the cold and warm market where it's not your family and friends. So that took a bit of tweaking. But anyway, it's basically trial and error. If you talk to the big boys like Salesforce and Constant Contact, MailChimp, go online. There's information on days of the week, times, and I mean, it gets really technical. And if you want to really get involved in that, that's fine. But personally, I don't want to spend too much time in that. I just, if I have something good, I just send it out and then we'll see what happens. That's kind of like not, and we track it too. So it's not like we're just emailing stuff out and don't care. So we do care. But okay, what else we got?
Well, that's a good answer there, Lance. The next question that's come in is, are you able to provide us with some examples of good subject lines? You mentioned about that, yeah.
Subject lines, okay. You could have one that says, another Chinese balloon flies over Hawaii. Wouldn't people be interested in that? Or, upcoming volcano eruption or something like that. Okay, but specifically for business, you can have subject lines like, get this free, get this now, last chance to whatever, or do what I do, Martin and I, top 10 tips. People always like tips, right? And it doesn't have to be 10, it could be 8, whatever the number is, right? You could have top 10, 5 tips on social media marketing or something like that. So it's a catchy phrase, the tips. Or how about this? Unlock the secret to long life or something like that, right? So unlock, okay, secret, yeah, people like secrets. Or, here's the secret about whatever it is. Another thing is an offer you can't refuse, and then something, or exciting news, you can't miss this or that or whatever, or 10 reasons why you should attend this email marketing seminar. That's kind of catchy. Or maybe the number 10 is like 10. Okay, too long, right? Too many. Okay, how about 5 reasons to attend our email marketing seminar? Or have you heard of AI? How AI can help you in your email marketing? Attend our webinar. X reasons why this product or service is right for you. You can't afford not to miss this. Or ready to take on 10 more clients? Okay. Or surprise, read the email, or something catchy, things you can think of to make people want to open your email, right? So in other words, if you wrote something down, like say an email, right, your message on a piece of paper, and you put it in a blank envelope, okay, and you want people to open it, what catchy phrase would you put on that envelope? That's going to be the catchy phrase on your subject line, right? So if it's boring, it's like, whatever, I don't have time to look at this. I'll look at this later. If it's exciting and it causes a call to action to open the envelope, then good, better yet, right? And some of these marketing ploys, they actually send coins, and they have this little window in the envelope with like a nickel. And so do people open that envelope? Yeah, because the money attracts them, right? So you could have coupon inside, or $100 certificate, open this envelope or something like that. So those are catchy phrases, and if you need more, let us know. All we need to know is like, what product or service are you talking about? And we can come up with more ideas. So what else do we have?
Wow, Lance, those are pretty attention-getting headlines. You're good. So yeah, the next one we have here that came in is, please explain what the difference is between an open rate and a click-through rate.
Okay,
That's technical, yeah.
well, yeah, so here's what I'm gonna do. Remember that example of the envelope? Okay, so the open rate is if that person gets the envelope, okay, reads the subject line, reads a message on the envelope, and opens the envelope. Okay, that's the open rate. But what happens then? Okay, they open the envelope, they unfolded the piece of paper, okay, but then that's it. The click-through rate is the same process. They opened it, okay, they open the envelope, they open the piece of paper, and now they're reading it. That's the click-through. So in the email marketing, the open rate is they open your email. The click-through is they actually read the email, or they take time to spend more time on what you have to say. So that's the difference. So can you imagine if you had, and this never happens, but for discussion purposes, you send an email out and your open rate is 80%. Okay, but your click-through rate is 0%. Is that good? Well, it's good that people actually opened it, but they never read your message. Okay, so what you want is you want both. And historically, your open rate is higher percentage than your click-through rate, because a lot of people are going to open your email, but then you may have some that don't read it, right? And so the open rate provides a measure of how good your subject line is, right? But the click-through is the openness. Like, okay, your subject line was effective, but how many people are actually reading the content? That's what you want, but you need both, because in order for somebody to read the content, they have to open it up first, right? So you want a high click-through rate of of course, high open rate too, but they have to open it in order to do the click-through, right? So the higher your click-through, the better. And there's metrics on how much time people spend. So if it's a short email and it only takes 20 seconds to read, right? And your click-through rates are all on a matrix. It's like you got say 50% that click through and 40% stayed on for 20 seconds. Okay, that means the majority of the people actually read the entire contents, unless they're slow readers, right? But that happens on websites too, right? The open rate and the click-through rate, and that's how you can gauge how many people. And it's harder on websites because like Martin and I have like big websites. So if the click-through rate is 2 minutes, that's kind of a long time. It takes probably 15 minutes to read every page of our website, but we don't expect that, right? People are only interested in what they're interested in. They're going to skip over all the, well, we don't need to read this about pages. We already know who these people are. We just need to know what they can do for us. And all I'm interested in is email marketing. So I'm not going to go through social media posts and press releases and how to write a book and all that. I'm going to strictly look at the email marketing section, and that may be 10 seconds of reading. So if they go on our website and we find that they spent 20 seconds, 30 seconds, that's good. If they go on our website and they spent 10 minutes, then hey, I mean, to me, this is a bona fide interested client, right? And sometimes it may not be a client. When we do our matrix analysis, we find that we can track down through email who's actually opening and going to a website. I found that there was a bunch of media people who are checking up on me. Maybe they have intention of emailing me later for an interview or something, so they want to know more about me. Okay, so it may not be a potential customer or client. It even could be a competitor, right? Checking up. So, okay, so let's move on.
Okay, thanks for that explanation there. The next question, let's see, what is it saying here? Well, you mentioned 6 different email service providers. Which ones do you recommend and what company do you use?
Well, I know a lot of people use MailChimp and Constant Contact. Martin and I use Constant Contact, and they're one of the very first ones that came out, and it's been very helpful, and that's why I stick with it. If I were to compare, there's different ones that have different bells and whistles, and I'm not at the point of like comparing. You know, if a company is good, provides a service we need, I tend to stick with that company unless there's another competitor that has the same bells and whistles and more that are going to be cheaper. Okay, that's the only way I would switch, but we're kind of loyal. So as long as the company provides good service and all that, then it's good. And Constant Contact keeps upgrading and adding new things. So in fact, when they first came out, they had no links to social media posts, and more recently they added that on. So that's a bonus. So once our newsletter gets published and sent out to our network, we just go on and it's easy. We just a few clicks. We click Facebook, we click Twitter, we click LinkedIn, and all of a sudden now our same newsletter that went to our database clientele is out on social media. So it's really fast, and we don't get paid to promote Constant Contact or anything. I'm just letting you know, since you asked a question, who we use.
Okay, Lance, thank you. Next question here is, how many names do you currently have in your email database?
Why are they asking? Is this a competitor of ours, Martin?
Maybe,
Okay,
yeah.
no, we don't have anything to hide. So for my other company, my construction management company, we have over 6,000 email names in our database. That's why we have to use a email service provider, because there's no way someone's going to be at the computer emailing a group of 50 or 100 emails at a time, or even 500. That just doesn't cut it, right? So we pay good money for the service provider, and it saves time, energy, and a lot of money, because I'd have to have an assistant all day sending emails out. So it works for us.
Okay, thank you. Oh, yeah, I just realized I was looking here. I missed a question on that came through. So let me get back to that one. This one asks, what social media platform is best to get emails for my database?
It's hard to say because I don't know what platforms you're using, but of course you're going to use the platforms that you're already using, and you may want to try new ones. And the platforms that we're using now is Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter. We haven't gotten into TikTok, and we got to set up a new YouTube account. But those are the ones that we're using. Mainly, I would say for right now, Facebook and LinkedIn are the ones that we're actively using. And it goes without saying, the active social media accounts that are more active are the ones that you're going to get more responses, right? So that's another way to get emails, or even get clients. In some cases, I've gotten clients from Facebook I never had their email address. Okay, I've gotten it after when they call up and say, "Oh, we want to hire you." I said, "Oh," and it's a message through Facebook, right, or a post. I say, "Okay, give me a call or send me your email, and I'll email you back." Or, "Here's my email address. Can you send me an email and let me know what you want?" So, does that take care of all the questions?
Oh, we get one more. Let me ask you this one, and then we can do our demo here. This is one related to our demo too. Please explain again how I can use AI to create business emails. I'm still not getting it.
Oh, well, I don't have to answer that. Martin, you can do your demonstration, right? And why don't we get to that? Because in your demonstration, that'll answer the question, right?
Yeah, you're right. You're right about that.
Okay, so let me just say before you get on that using AI will help craft or compose the email content, just the same as AI will do content for social media posts. So if you can come up with the content on your own, then you don't need AI, right? But do you have the time, and do you have um, the right frame of mind? Because if you have writer's block and you can't, like, oh, I don't know what I'm gonna say. Well, even if you do know what to say, you might want to use AI as a cross check. And believe it or not, they may give you ideas and go, oh, I never thought of this angle. And so you don't have to use it, right, all the time. But it's a good guide. And in some cases you may get used to it, and I mean, it can help save so much time. It's amazing. I've only been using it for about a month now, and my assistants really like it because it helps them out too. So let me stop share, and I'll turn the screen over to you, and you have the stage now.
Okay, Lance, let me see.
Well, I see myself. I don't see you.
Yeah, I see you. I'm kind of on the top there. You're still the main speaker. Let me see if I can grab the screen share. Okay. How's it look now? Can you see
Yeah.
my screen?
Okay, good. Go for it.
Okay. Well, I'm just gonna make this real quick and to show, like you said, you can use it for creating content. And I mean, I can just do a quick demo on that. This is our AI button that allows us to basically come up with whatever content we want. So I'm just gonna ask it to help me do something that I'm actually working on now. And I'm just gonna ask it to create, if I can spell correct, you gotta be able to give it a legible command. Create a email for our building show expo happening. I'm gonna have to get used to using the voice activated method once that's available. Create an email for our building show expo happening on March. What's that, 8th? Yeah.
Yeah, March 8th.
Yeah. Do we introduce our booth? Let's see what it can give us as a possible template for that. Yeah. Oh, I always forget to hit the right button. You gotta
You
click
have
this
to
one in order.
ask it to do something.
Yeah, yeah. I hit return. That's kind of habit. Yeah, that you figure you hit return, it's gonna respond, but you got to send email. Okay. Okay, here we go.
Oh, that's so fast.
That's how fast. The subject is visit our booth at the Building Show Expo March 8th. Dear client, are you looking to explore the latest trends in the building industry? Come check us out at the Building Show Expo on March 8th. We will be showcasing our fantastic products and services that can take your projects to the next level. Stop by our booth and learn more about how we can help you create the building of your dreams. We look forward to meeting you and showcasing what we will have to offer. Sincerely. So this is what it can do. It can create the content. It can create an email content for email, and you can use it to create content for the other areas that you have in the marketing area. For your website, you can create content for your website and content for your emails like this, creating content for social media posts. So that's basically what AI can do for you, like Lance said, create content when you're having writer's block or whatever to create the content. And then the plus of the platform that we use here is you can take that content and actually now with our system, take it and email out to your list. All those features are all built into this platform that we use called NowSite. So that's the simple demo. Did you want me to show any other things? I mean, I was even going to see about here I'll ask it another question here.
Well, I like that because even if I did not have writer's block, it took a shorter time to compose that than I would have, than a human would, right? So in a case of time management, it'll save me time, and I could always go to it and tweak it and make it more personable, how I would talk, or how I would communicate. I had an idea, not only for email marketing, but if you're sending, physically sending letters out, like the old school way, it can do that too, right?
Right. I'm just going to give it another question here. Who is the best audience for our booth at the expo? So this can be used for another feature that we have, which is generating leads and reaching out to them. So who is the best audience for our booth at the expo? Okay.
Is it well, before you ask it, I mean, before you have it work, is it related to the previous question that you asked, or is it a totally new question with a new subject?
No, this is it continues to, this is AI, so it continues to relate to what I've provided it and what it's learned. But let's answer your question and see how it responds. So
okay,
here I'm gonna. Okay, the best audience for our booth at the expo would be individuals who are interested in the building industry, such as architects, contractors, builders, and engineers. We can also target people who are looking to upgrade their current projects or are considering starting a new construction project. Now, how's that for an answer and an audience?
Wow, actually, that's my target audience for my construction management company. So amazing.
I knew
sold.
You'd be amazed.
Martin, you sure? Well, that's better than you would write.
Exactly. That's why, I mean, now that I'm using this, it's so focused on and the response, and you can even do something like this. Ask for more details. and see what it gives you here.
This is almost like cheating.
Well, that's actually why some are using it for papers, yeah, in school.
I just read an article the other day about this guy that used AI to make a sermon for church.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. Yeah, I mean, that's a good thing. And that's my other thing about this. We are using this for small business marketing, and this tool is fantastic for that. But honestly, anybody in any individual, business or not business, can take this platform and do amazing things for themselves with it. That's one of the things I see that I think most people don't yet, but in time you will. So let's see, is this my answer? Oh no, it's still, I think it's
Yeah, no, that's your answer.
is that my answer? Okay.
And that answered already.
Okay,
But,
we can offer a variety of products to our booth visitors, including building materials, tools, and accessories. We can also provide information on the latest trends and technologies in construction. Plus, we can provide advice on design and planning for projects. We promise an exciting and informative experience for all our visitors. Now, doesn't that sound like you, Lance?
Yeah, I mean, I like this AI already.
Well, I'm glad you do. So just use it because it's doing amazing things for me, and it'll do amazing things for you. And honestly, they'll do amazing things for anybody who just takes a chance on it and subscribes. Try it for a month and see what it can do for you. And then you'll never want to get rid of it.
Yeah, okay, good. Well, I
Okay,
know
well,
that
anyway, yeah, I think
we're-
that's enough of a demo for this show, but I appreciate your time. Thank you so much.
okay, thank you everybody for attending. If you want to know more about email marketing or more about AI, reach out back to us and we'll be able to help you. Martin, do we have operators standing by?
No, we have VAs though, huh? Don't we?
We have AI standing by, so when you call, you might hear a robot voice, or you might have a human voice. Anyway, stay tuned. Reach out to us if you got any questions. We're giving another webinar next month on I don't know what the topic is. Martin, you know what the topic is next month?
The topic, yes, I do. Real quickly is email marketing today, 10 steps to eliminate economic uncertainty for small business.
Oh, that sounds interesting.
Oh, that sounds good. That sounds like
I
a
guess
win.
I'll tune in for that one.
Good, me too.
Okay, great. All right, thanks everybody. We're gonna sign off and hope to see you guys soon. Aloha.
Aloha.